Hello everyone. Today we meet again to solve the problems on linear equations in one variable. We shall solve the word problems based on the topic as we have solved in the previous videos, so that we get some more practice on solving such type of problems. Divide rupees 1500 between A, B and C such that B's share is 5/6 of A's share and C's share is 4/5 of B's share. So one thing is clear, that the total amount is 1500. So suppose this is A's share, this is B's share and this is C's share. All of these sum up to rupees 1500. This is my first condition. Now my second condition states that B's share is 5/6 of A's share. That means B's share is 5/6 of A's share and C's share is 4/5 of B's share. So C is given in terms of B and B is given in terms of A. So indirectly the relation is given in terms of A. How? Let's try and figure it out. So let the A's share be X. Okay, so let A's share be X. So given, according to the given condition, B's share is 5/6 of A. That means 5/6 multiplied by A's share. That means 5/6 of X. Now C's share is 4/5 of B. So C's share is nothing but 4/5 of B. And what is B's share? B is nothing but 5/6. Okay, so instead of B I'll write 5x by 6. Okay, doing this we get 4 by 5 multiplied by 5 by 6 x. 5 and 5 cancel out each other and what I am left with is 4 by 6, that is 2 by 3. So C's share is 2x by 3. So we see over here we have all the three shares, A's share, B's share and C's share, and we have one given condition, that is all the three shares sum up to rupees 1500, because we are supposed to divide 1500 between these. That means the sum of all the shares is 1500. So we'll mention over here, given x plus 5 by 6x plus 2 by 3x gives you rupees 1500. This is the linear equation in one variable which we are supposed to solve and find all the three shares. Okay, we are supposed to find all the three shares, that is A's share, B's share and C's share. So I would request you all to solve this after pausing the video and cross check with the solution that we get in. So let's start. I hope you all must have got the correct answer already, but let's solve as a formality. LCM of the denominators is 6. So I want to convert these numerators, these denominators as 6 and equate it. So this is x by 1, this is 2 by 3. If I want to convert this into 6, I'll have to multiply this by 6. So numerator also multiplied by 6. So 6x upon 6 plus this already has 6 plus If I want to make this 6, I'll have to multiply this by 2, and numerator also I'll multiply by 2. So which gives me 2 2s are 4x upon 6. That gives me 1500. Since the denominators are same, I can take them as a common denominator. So 6 plus 5 plus 4, that is 15x upon 6 is equal to 1500. But as we know, this 6 can go on the other side and get multiplied to it. Why? Because if I want to get rid of this 6, I'll have to multiply both the sides by 6. So I can directly take this over here, and we all know that over here 15 ones are 15 and 15 hundreds are 1500. Therefore x is equal to 100 into 6, which is equal to 600. Okay, so x is equal to 600. That is A's share. What was B's share? B's share was 5 by 6th of x. That is 5 by 6 of x, which is nothing but 5 by 6 into 600. 6 ones, 600s. This gives me 500. What was C's share in terms of x? That is 2 by 3 x. So 2 by 3 x is nothing but 2 into 600 upon 3 ones, 3 200s, that is 400. So which are the 3 shares that we have found? A's share is 600, B's share is 500, C's share is 400. We can cross check our answer by substituting over here. This is 600, 500, 400. On addition, it should give me 1500. Okay, so this was the solution of the 16th problem. In a party, if 1 out of every 3 guests brought bouquets, 1 out of 5 guests brought gift items, 1 out of 6 gave cash gifts, and the remaining 27 guests gave gift vouchers, and none of them gave 2 things, how many people attended the party? So let us try and figure it out. What is given in the question? 1 out of every 3 guests, 1 out of every 5 guests, 1 out of every 6, and the remaining 27. How do I interpret this mathematically? So remember, if such a question is given, 1 out of something, 1 out of something, or 2 out of something, so what should click you is 1 out of 3 guests of what? So the total guests would be unknown, and we have made it a habit of keeping unknown as an alphabet. So 1 out of 3 number of guests, that is x. 1 out of 5 number of guests, and 1 out of 6 number of guests. So these are the 3 terms or the parts of the algebraic expression that we will be having. So if x is my number of guests that have attended the party, so let x be the number of guests that attended the party. Therefore, the guests that brought bouquets, okay, so the guests that brought bouquets, let them be resembled by B, or we don't need to resemble because we have a variable x. Let's not make it more confusing. So the number of guests that brought bouquets. This is not bouquets equal to, it is number of guests that brought bouquets. Okay, so please understand, 1 out of 3 guests brought bouquets. So 1 out of 3 of total number of guests, that is X. Similarly, gift items. Okay, so the actual gifts that have been brought by number of guests is 1 out of 5 of X. And cash gifts, 1 out of 6 of total number of guests gave cash gifts, and the remaining 27 gave gift vouchers. GV, I resemble it by GV. This is 27. It's a pure number that we know. The only short number that we know in this expression is 27 that we know. So, if X is the number of guests, and remember this condition, none of them gave 2 gifts or 2 things. That means the guests who gave bouquets, the guests who gave gifts, the guest who gave cash gifts, and the guests who gave gift vouchers, they did not give any other thing. They gave only one thing. Okay, so according to our own assumption that the total number of guests be X, the sum of these should be equal to X, isn't it? X should be, the total number of guests should be equal to the guests who brought bouquets, that is 1 by 3X, plus the guests who brought cash gifts, that is 1 by 6X, plus the guests who brought gift items, that is 1 by 5X, and the remaining 27 guests who gave gift vouchers. None of the guests gave them 2 things, and also it is assumed that all the guests gave some or the other thing. Okay, now we have a linear equation over here in one variable. Let's start solving it. Always remember, if the denominators are not same, we are supposed to take LCM and make it common. So keep this X here only and bring all the others on this side. All the signs change. Remember to do that. That's one of the most common mistakes that a student is bound to do. Now take LCM of this. X means X upon 1. So the LCM of the denominators is 30. So if I want to make this denominator as 30, I'll have to multiply the numerator by 30. So 30x upon 30. 3 is already there, so I want to make it 30, so I'll have to multiply by 10. Numerator also multiply by 10. So 10x upon 30. 6 is there. 6 5s are 30. 1 into 5 minus 5x upon 30 minus 5 into 6 is 30. Over numerator also will be multiplied by 6. So 6x upon 30. This gives me 27. Now since the denominators now are same, I can operate them or take it as common and solve the numerator. In the same step, I can take this 30 on the other side and multiply it with 27. But I don't want to jump 2 steps at a time. So let's find the solution to this. 30 minus 10, 20. 20 minus 5, 15. 15 minus 6, 9. So 9x upon 30, I'll take it over the other side and multiply it with 27. So 9x is equal to 27 into 30. 27 3s are 81. So 810, 9 ones, 9 90s. Therefore, my X is 90. So the number of guests that have come in the party is 90. And then if suppose there is a modification in the question, find the number of guests who gave bouquets. So how will you find that? So the number of guests who gave bouquets is 1 by 3 of X. That is 1 by 3 of 90. 30. So number of bouquets will be 30. So just as an extra work, this is not asked in the question, we can find it over here. 1 by 3 of X, 1 by 3 of 90 is 30. Number of guests who gave gift items will be 1 by 5 of X, that is 1 by 5 of 90, that is 90 upon 5, which we have 18. Cash gifts, number of guests who gave cash gifts is 1 by 6 of X, that is 1 by 6 of 90, and that is nothing but 15. And this is already given, that is 27. So if you want to cross check whether the answer is correct, don't waste this time in your exam, but just for your understanding and self-satisfaction, just cross check by adding these numbers. This should give you total number as 90. So this is the solution of the 17th sum. Moving on to the next one. At the time of wedding, the bride's age was 3/4 of groom's age. After 8 years, her age is 4 by 5th of her husband's age. Find the age of the bride at the time of her wedding. So again, we need to tabulate the data in the form of a timeline, and then collect and frame the data in the form of linear equation in one variable. Okay, so our timeline moves like this: present and after 8 years. Since the bride's age is given with respect to groom's age, let the age of groom at present or maybe at the time of wedding be X. So bride's age at the time of wedding will be 3 by 4th of X. Now after 8 years, her age, bride's age will be 4 by 5th of her husband, that is groom's age. So let us for a while forget about this detail. After 8 years, groom's age will be X plus 8, and as per our assumption, groom's age will be whatever age was at the time of wedding plus 8. So 3x by 4 plus 8. So this is as per our assumption and a common logic that now groom's age is X. After 8 years, groom's age will be X plus 8. Bride's age at the time of wedding is X 3 by 4x, and after 8 years it will be 3 by 4x plus 8. Now based on the second condition given, the bride's age is 4 by 5th. Okay, according to the given condition. The bride's age is, okay, let me write over here. The bride's age is 4 by 5th of her husband's age. So it is pretty logical that this is in terms when we talk about after 8 years. That is, if I am talking about after 8 years, bride's age is 4 by 5th of what is groom's age. So after 8 years, groom's age is 4 by 5th of groom's age or her husband's age. Okay, so according to the logic or the assumption, we have this data, and according to the given condition, we have this data. That means these two should be equated. or they are equal. Hence, when you solve this, this is based on the given condition and this is based on the first condition. After 8 years, what will be bride's age? So let us move ahead and solve it. So 3x by 4 plus 8 is equal to 4 by 5 x plus 8. So when I take this into consideration and take the LCM over here and solve the left hand side and right hand side, we need to open this bracket on the right hand side and I need to take the LCM before actually solving. So this is 8 upon 1. So when I want to convert or make this denominator as 4, I will have to multiply the numerator also by 4. So 3x plus 8 4 is 32 upon common denominator will be 4 equals 4x plus 8 4 is 32 upon common denominator 5. Now cross multiply this and get rid of the denominator. 5 into 3x plus 32 is equals to 4 into 4x plus 32. So 5 3s are 15x plus 160 equals 4 4s are 16x plus 128. Taking x terms on one side, that is unknown terms on one side and known terms on the other. 16 minus 15, 16x minus 15x, and 160 minus 128. Therefore, x is equals to 32. So this is my groom's present age. We are supposed to find the age of bride at the time of wedding. So bride's age at the time of wedding or present age will be 3 into x by 4, which is nothing but 3 into 32 by 4. So x is equal to 32 years and bride's age is 24 years. With this, we finish this problem also. The present ages of Lalita and Sarita are in the ratio 5:4. 3 years hence, that means after 3 years, the ratio of their ages will become 11:9. What is Sarita's present age? So here the ratio of their ages is given. So as we have done and discussed in the previous videos, whenever there is a ratio given, you are supposed to use a common multiple. So when we take the common multiple as x, the new ages or the ages of Lalita and Sarita become 5x and 4x. Okay, so present ages of Lalita and Sarita become 5x and 4x because x is a common multiple, as we have a ratio and we have studied in the previous videos that if it's a ratio, we can take a common multiple for both the values. Now after 3 years, what will be their ages? After 3 years, Lalita's age Lalita's age will be 5x plus 3, correct? And Sarita's age will be 4x plus 3. This is based on our logic and assumption that if 5x and 4x are the present ages, after 3 years, Lalita's age will be 5x plus 3 and Sarita's age will be 4x plus 3. So the second condition, according to second condition, what is it given? According to the given condition, the new ratio of their ages will become 11:9. So for this ratio, again I won't take another separate variable or a common multiple, but I'll equate it with the previous one. That is, after 3 years I got this, but given condition says 11:9. So according to my data, the ratio should have been 4x plus 3, and according to the given ratio or the given condition, the ratio is 11:9. So we got this equation in one variable. We are supposed to solve it and find the value of Lalita's and Sarita's present age. And the question we are asked only of Sarita's present age. So we'll find 4x. So my question to solve is to find 4x. Let's move ahead. Cross multiply this. So that is 9 into 5x plus 3 equals 11 into 4x plus 3. 9 5s are 45x plus 27 equals 44x plus 33. Take x term on one side, that is 45x minus 44x is x, and 33 minus 27 is 6. So I have skipped one step over here. 45x minus 44x is x, and 33 minus 27 gives you 6. And what am I supposed to find? Sarita's age. So Sarita's present age is based on our assumption is 4x, which is nothing but 4 into 6, that is 24 years. Okay, so the last question for the video, as well as this topic, linear equation in one variable, you may say a farewell sum. I would like you all to try it on your own, because we have solved many problems sufficiently for understanding the approach that is required for any problem. So I would like you all to pause the video and try and solve it on your own. Okay, coming back, for those who have solved on your own and got the correct answers, very good. Give a pat on your back. For those who have tried but couldn't succeed, not a problem, we'll try and solve it. So for a school concert, 210 tickets were sold, okay, or are sold. Of the tickets, some were for adults and others for students. So the tickets were only for adults and students. So assume that you have a concert in your school building or in your school annual play or whatever. So you have a pair of type of tickets, that is one type is for adults and the other type is for students. Okay, total tickets are 210. So tickets are 210, adults and students. The cost of ticket for adults is 25 and the cost of tickets for students is rupees 15, and the total money collected, okay, the total money collected, not just this one, the cost of one ticket and one ticket of adult and student, but the total money collected on the selling of all the tickets was 450 or 4,300. So this is the data that is given to us. Total there were 210 tickets. Total amount collected was 4,300. Cost of adult tickets per ticket is 25 rupees and cost of student ticket or per ticket of student is rupees 15. Let's start. We are supposed to find the number of 25 rupees tickets sold. So 25 rupee tickets are nothing but the adult tickets. So we are supposed to find the number of adult tickets sold. So let us assume that the number of adult tickets sold be X. Let the number of adult tickets be X. So students tickets or the number of student tickets will be Y? No, because we have the sum as 210. So student tickets will be 210 minus X, because X we know. I cannot take second variable. I am supposed to stick to only one variable. So X is the number of adult tickets. The sum of adult and student tickets is 210. So my student tickets will be 210 minus X. I hope you got this. Next, the amount earned from adult tickets will be the number of tickets sold multiplied by cost of one ticket, that is 25 into X. So number of tickets sold multiplied by cost of one ticket. If suppose there are 10 tickets sold, the cost or the amount earned from adult tickets will be 25 into 10, that is 250. So same ways, amount earned from student tickets is nothing but cost of one ticket multiplied by number of student tickets sold. Okay. Now the total amount earned is 4,300, or the total amount collected is 4,300. Therefore we can write it in statements. So amount collected from adult tickets plus amount collected from student tickets is nothing but 4,300 rupees. I hope this is clear to you all. Amount collected from adult tickets and amount collected from selling of student tickets gives you rupees 4,300. Now we have the amounts in the form of algebraic expression. So 25x plus 15 into 210 minus x is equal to 4,300. This is the linear equation that we are supposed to solve. So 25x plus 15 into 210, that is 3,150, minus 15 into x is 15x, is equal to 4,300. Keeping x terms and solving it here only, keeping the known terms on the other side. 25 minus 15, 25 minus 15 is 10x is equal to 4,300 minus 3,150. Therefore 10x is equal to 1,150, x is equal to 150. So the number of adult tickets which we assume to be x that were sold is 115. So sold adult tickets is x, which is number of x, that is 115. With this we complete this problem and we bid a farewell to this topic, linear equations in one variable. I hope you all had fun solving problems with me, and I hope everything proved to be useful for you. See you in the next video with a new topic. Till then, stay home, stay safe, keep practicing. Thank you.